Okay, Master Mason. No, figure we'll do a few up tonight. Feeling, feeling competitive. Feeling competitive tonight. Feeling dangerous, Sarge. That's right. Just one of those things. You hit something like Sarge like that early on. You hang that with you. Hear a bunch of people at cadence on the back end singing it. Drill sergeant's always with you. You get some salty that knows the number. They hit you on the pallet a few times. High metal. Bob, Kevin, whoever. Entropy heads up, heads down. The board shifts quadrants. I can fill that in with all that material I just posed to the mass and get you on some entropy and get you going. The principle there being the warden, in which tiles are up and down and what technique to do. There's so many techniques out there. You do talk about any one of those. They're not just, it always comes back to entropy. It's always going to come back to mill, mass gap, floor manual. What are you doing to operate the crank? What are all the up and down entropies? How do you got the rabbit trap that does the thing? The saws are going to do what you program them to do. Me and the messages on the marketing variable, Mason variable. What's our free radiance? What's the XYZ here on time and entropy? You'd be amazed what some things that you're looking for are valuable based on the contract, the quoting, what you're looking for battlefield in on soft. When you get one of them in there and you got to wind up pulling them off the sticky trap, hey, Valentine Rabbit, hop along. Yeah. Well, psych lab, probation officers rolling in. What are you going to do when you have the number? And that number is the mass gap in there. Get their home life, get the inside system upside down, calendar rotations. This is the block turn in. XYZs to the output on that one was a block of rational number sets here, which is all kinds of math equations as VAPs, turns right back into the saws in the thermaler spot, OP top end numbers. Like, you want to hit those numbers? Be burning 6 million square feet every day, 2x12s, till the sun comes up, till the sun goes down. Do it comfortably, get the right gear, figure it out. That's that kind of calculus where the XY value turnover starts to be super valuable for some dudes and their biometrics, given gravity and physics to biometrics. It's essentially bonsai botany. Across the board. Then you get into, whatever chemistry you want to get into. Throw down a bottle of Jack Daniels is my favorite experiment. We use it. I could talk to you about electrolysis and a bunch of other things now. And 1/2. Stone Mill, quantum physicist. The chessboard starts to get to certain plays after gambits. It's like all the pieces move. You're just in little quadrants of zeros and ones. That's what I'm telling the other student. I mean, eventually it doesn't matter where we are. We're in the stone mill. We're in the warden's house. Now you're outgunned. I mean, there's so much mass on the table. This becomes a radioactive isotope. Coffin factory, and then you want to tighten that off. How much can you handle? Where's the adjusted thing? You can realize some gravity and timeline. Which ones do you want to take on first? There's lots of different ways to handle a stone mill. A lot of right answers to the wrong thing and wrong thing to the wrong thing if it's not the right mass to the position of that person and the timelines of the quotes of the system. And as soon as you get those locked down, you kind of start to say, there's a big thing about having opportunity. There's no other place or a few other places in terms of the gravity well on a torch or something like that where you can absolutely just stand on it and be able to tear down mountains and let the guys decide, tear it up, make quote counts on that, square footage, square it off with the order count or block ratios coming in. Maybe they don't blow out 12 foot. It's nice when you can get. And then you all field stoning. They gave that luxury to give me a box myself, just me, and make money. Figure it out. Just walking around out there, right, sitting right here, red blue shift. Is this a math class? Is this a general's council talking about today's geopolitical models? How we want to adjust this? How we getting it to the workers? The town crew models? What are you guys doing to engineer the the things that you got to do that handle that. People are making squeaky wheel issues. It's Tweety birds, little blue Tweety bird, blue flame, two-stage rockets, and NASA air turbulence equation, balls, electrodynamics, whatever handshake you coming at. Drops will kill you dead. Say one of those words wrong. Say one of those words wrong one more time on the quantum operator, and these two things sound real close. How about, you know, keep moving. There'll be another one. Don't worry. Mason games are all day. Walk into the grocery store. Hey, find me a case study. Take that marshmallow experiment. Give me the kid. Come out of there. You got 5 minutes. Run around. What do you got? I got Betty Crocker stuff right here. I got there's a front desk person. I'm sure they got issues. In 5 minutes, I got to walk in. Bing bang boom, man. You know, take it all the way, hardcore. You know, just uranium round right in the back of the mountain with it. And some people are going to come out with nothing. You know, maybe there's a certain group state. There's marshmallow. Go get it. You know, make it. Set it up for the dragon. Get the dragon to come in. Just follow the dragon. Ooh, a diamond. South Park taco, shit, and ice cream, butter. Pushing it in. So you set up entropy. Entropy is a black and white board. That space over there and that space over there, they range the same temperature. Because my car's here, there's a different flow index, and really that would change the windage to something with wetness or how it affects certain things, and that could be the range of success and failure. You know, you get the tread line, you flip over every rock, that's going to be where the key is. You know, if you can get the two buys in method, you break the test. You say, given the standards of gravity, what they were, you change them, and then you got the skid steer ratings. Then you got housing to manufacture OSHA's model, their pay line, the company's bottom dollar, causal limit to who's doing what, the adjusted number back to the arrestable systems below those systems, you know, drug and alcohol, probation. You know, is anything realistically going inside of that thing that does create EM fields out of that? I mean, it's not just Snowden shit. It's like, look around your community. Sometimes there's reasons to do church. There's reasons to do a lot of that circle bullshit that goes along with the baby mama drama, the gossip mill, and everything that goes in the grind. It works, you know, but free radiance, Tesla stuff, you know, we're just playing the field black and white. I can draw any of this entropy, and it would look all like this with a sketched pencil, and I could snap a picture of it, scale it, parallax it, talk about it in terms of this botany example, or I'd go philosophy, honestly. These two plants right here, you know, they share an index of being a plant. One's as tall as the next one can be for the general standard and where the light is, gravity. You know, that plants do that. I do that. I can't really compete XYZ against any of that standard. Day-night stuff works. Or one of them. They're not light. I mean, you know, it would be that thing in reference, that concept. I try to stay away from heavy duty. The plant, the tree. They're old school concepts. I love the card. It's great X, Y, and Z, but for you to get that one, I'm going to go bonsai again. Apple tree over there, Newton crowbars. You're going to bend that thing. He's going to, you know, curve light with that thing. Higher orders of genetics that plane on fields and wormholes, white holes, black holes, based on that physics right there. The physics of that gravity, because that is in gravity regardless. Not to become special, I can draw out black and white. This picture right here, fine, 2D land. I can operate from a big gap from this one to over there. Holy damn, I got a corner right there where you know, that's an open angle, right? Not quite a perfect square. Probably not hydrogen. Maybe helium. Maybe. I can't disargue that logic. If I found that in that state and that level of decay, you could go back and dial it in. You could say that that's your AI program. It's hard to get a computer to do some of that, given the order of the file cabinets and how you have to adjust the tone. The quantum operator that does the entropy, any sharp, salty, Ku Klux Klan dude, Black Panthers, and Dallas de Mortis, MS-16, right? You know, whatever, Blood Crips, Army, whoever, whatever, you know what it is. It's the same damn gremlin. At the end of it, I'm gonna be pounding my chest on top of it, so you can. Salty. You would. You would do things. Anything. I'm like a mouth fart right now. So that becomes your local models. Entropy on the board again. I figured out some XYZ stuff on this becomes a math equation. Give me a saw program. What do I got to do? Housing? I got to build this thing. This is the thing. It's a Bose-Einstein condensate superconducting computer, huh? So it's about supercompute cool, the way the electron works for speed, megabytes, and that way it doesn't burn out because it gets super hot and the whole thing is cooled based on that system or something. And maybe it has magnets. I don't know. Let it trickle down. Mini max on max. The real game goes, how do I program that AI to figure out this yard? The old man, you want me to cut down some grass over in that thing? They're like, no, for three main reasons. The dog, the grass in itself becomes a whole thing because it's been stacked out for a whole long thing, and that's no. And then it goes, go fucking tear it down. When the government tells me I've done something wrong, it's too high, cut it down. Give me a warning on that issue. That's when it's too much. Otherwise, fuck fine. You're smoking meth. What are you doing? Anyways, there's a whole thing about all that. Get you some. I'm sure there's a few classes. Which one do they need? You think they're manic because you think that's the sound of the universe? Bipolar, schizophrenic, hit the term. Master Mason note, bang it out. There you go. You want to take a pro line at Guston's. You want to take a pro line at Tompkins, Johnson. Hopefully we'll be able to hook up this Tompkins one here. Go back and do some of that. Get a lot of that action from Delaware Basin. A lot of board back there. A1 goes way back, and so does Swag Book with stuff already from Tompkins and structuring horseman game entropies, board standards, and what you do. You set it up. As soon as it changes on the board, all right, what'd that do? One job on the back end of those sequences. That's what it was. Incident report says that adjusted away from thermal and rock. Who's putting what position down? Who's got the up? Who's got the down? When are the time rotations in there? How do you get the cut over? Seeing certain things by knowing people's jobs. That's IMA stuff. Like I'm going to design that test. That's safety officer watching me. You want to come down to Tompkins through Tompkins, Guston's, Delaware Basin, anything like that to know some of the standards that go into that. Workforce program, sensor bit came up, changing blade bits come up, going out there, greasing rollers, alien spacecraft, all you want, every nut and bolt down to the quantum quirky neutrino. Well, it is changing the rollers, greasing them. Sometimes it's changing the roller event, where the stacking acoustics of the universe, dilation of some of that stuff, which you are going to quantify 1, 2, 3. 99% of matter is the universe, or 97% XYZ is what's left, and really time, the space it was in there, and the altitude, or the combination of one of these two things that starts to get you in some quantum operators of that was the right Supreme Court play the cases and the physics, described what we understand to be physics, how it works, and catch you on the next one.